hello there. Good to see you again. I'm sure you're happy to see me. It's Sister on 97.3 City FM and City TV. So, of course, for those of you on radio, I'm sure you're happy to hear me. Anyway, today is the day that we jump into a couple of your messages. And I know lots of people look forward to the show every single week, and we really appreciate your audience. Trust me, we really do. Sister is an all-female relationship talk show on City FM and City TV. And we have a huge following all across Africa. So special shout out to everyone in Ghana and, of course, Africa who watches the show religiously. We appreciate you. A big thank you to our sponsors as well. Vodafone, Together We Can, Kel Kids Toothpaste, Happy Smiles, and Talia Rice, always coming home to love. Today, we'll be jumping into your messages. But before that, let's go for this quick break.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
Hello there once again and welcome back. So today's show is pretty much going to be the same as it's always been. We'll be reading some of your messages that you send us right here on the show and proffering our advice, our 2 cents, hopefully helping you to take better decisions. Now, there are various ways that you can be part of this conversation. If you are a listener or someone who's sent a message to the show already, you can send a WhatsApp to 054-998-6996. You can send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com or simply send, find us on Facebook at Sister Live. Like our page, join our growing community, and contribute to some of the questions that don't make it on air, but make it on our wall. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's say hello to my sisters in the studio with me, and of course, joining me virtually as well. One is already dancing. I wish you could see this. Ceci, welcome to the show. What's going on? What's with the lips today? Like, you're giving me that gothic vibe. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm left with a spider web tattoo right here.
Hey. I'm tempted to ask you a question.
I was tempted to. I mean, I'm just tempted to try something new. It's not my usual look. Do it.
I want to do it.
Yes.
Awesome. When are you getting your spider web tattoo, Olivia? Good to see you. You guys both did the whole blue thing and left me out.
Yeah.
Not fair. How are the les cousins?
The cousins are good, thank you. They're all fine. Hubby's great. Yeah. My son is just eating.
Well, he's a great boy. What do you expect?
Take it easy. He's just eating. He wakes up and all he thinks about, he sees my face and automatically,
I'm hungry.
Food. I'm like, yo. I don't know what's happening, but anyway.
He's a great boy.
My daughter used to be like that, and now they've switched. So now my daughter is very cautious about what she eats. She doesn't want to grow too big and stuff. My son, I'll eat it.
Nice. We get sleepless nights when they don't eat. So let them eat
as well, right?
Yeah. We thank God for that.
Yes, we do for life and good health as well.
Exactly.
Claudia, talk to me. You're looking yellow today.
Yeah. Trying to look bright and sunny.
Nice.
In the midst of all the clouds and the cold, but yeah.
Nice. You brighten up the
good
day.
To see you. Yeah, good to see you. You look well. All right, ladies. So we'll jump right into our first message. Audience, if you're ready, we'll go ahead. This one says, "Hi, Jess. I'm a lady in my late 20s self-employed. My last relationship was nothing to write home about, and so I decided not to date again for a while. My parents, on the other hand, have given me so much pressure to get married soon. According to them, I'm growing old, and my friends and even apprentices are getting married. Fast forward, my aunt introduced me to a guy, and we started talking. 2 months later, he asked me out, and I accepted. Everything was going on well. He even introduced me to his mother, younger sister. He isn't very financially stable, but I'm not worried about that because I have a job. We've started planning towards marriage. Now, I visited him last week. When I got there, he was helping his mom out with some household chores. I greeted, and his mom asked me to go sit inside, which I did. When I entered the hall, however, I saw his phone lying on the table, and I decided to go through it. I know you may bash me for doing what I did because it's clear that I was invading his privacy. However, he seemed too perfect, and I just wanted to find out if indeed he's genuine. I chanced on a chat between him and someone called Darling. I was surprised at what I saw. She had been sending him lots of her nude photos and also exchanging sexual messages. In the beginning of our relationship, I made it clear that there'll be no sex till marriage, and he was okay with that. At a point, he also wanted us to have at least phone sex, but I was uninterested. My question is, should I confront him, or should I just pretend I know nothing? Claudia is laughing more than all of us, so she will start today's show. Yeah.
This is so funny. You see, you picked his phone for a purpose. Now you found it. So why are you keeping it to yourself? Because the saying is, so after seeing the summon, what next? Confront him. Because you see, I don't understand how people are dating now. I don't understand what is actually informing relationships of late. Because you see, you talk to couples, and it's like they are together, but they are not together. They are together, but they can't be themselves. They can't be honest. So this whole phone thing is become controversial. And controversial for a reason, because as human beings, we've set laws for ourselves that is restricting us. Why is it that you are with a woman who you intend to marry, and for some reason, checking the person's phone is you are invading the person's privacy? Who actually set that law? Who made it a law? I've been very curious about it, and positions on the subject are divided, where a group of people have couched it as a low self-esteem issue, a trust issue, and thereby prevents people who are in the stage of getting to know each other by not really getting to know each other. Because you see, we are in the technological age. Our phones are our lives. For me now, when you pick my phone, you can actually deduce who I am, because all my life transactions, from my work to personal life, is on my phone. And if I'm getting to know someone and I tell myself the person can't pick my phone, then the question would be, what is on the phone that I don't want this person to see? So for me, the phone issue, some people will say, oh, then you have trust issues, then you don't trust him. But trust is built and trust is earned. So me, I'm not going to bash you for picking his phone. I always encourage people dating to actually pick their phones when their instincts tell them to check it. Because you see, people who have always checked have always found things that have led to life-changing decisions. And you see, we are in an age where your dating app is on your phone, your office app is on your phone, your family app is on your phone. How else can you get to know a person? If and you see, his friends are not going to tell you the truth about him. Yeah, you can hang out with him, and people only allow you to know what they want you to know. And that's how a person can pretend, even up to the point of marriage, and even in marriage, pretend. So for me, I will be doing myself a huge disservice if I sit down and tell myself I'm the queen of trust. I trust my man, I'm not touching his phone. To me, personally, it will be a huge disservice. If my instincts tell me that I should touch his phone, I would touch it. But you see, once you touch it and you find out the information there, what are you going to do?
That's the question.
So now, yes. And you see, it's usually people don't want to make hard decisions. So I was chatting with a friend and she's like, as for me, I'll pick my husband's phone because when you find it, are you going to leave or are you going to stay? And I told her, then, are you dealing with the actual problem of the marriage? Because you see, you are acting like everything is okay. You are afraid to touch the monster because you don't want to destroy the union. But you know that the union is flawed. And I'm very happy that she's seen it. And I will tell her to move. Because you see, this is a dishonest man. The two of you had an agreement. And even in marriage, you can live on the grounds of fidelity. That's infidelity, that's allowed. The early stages of the marriage, the two of you made a pact. We are going to be faithful to each other. We are not going to have sex. And then Mr. Guy wanted to have phone sex. You said you wouldn't do it. And then he started doing it. For me, chastity is a big issue in relationships. And I would say you are very lucky to have chanced on it early on. Me, I will have the conversation with him. I know he might admit it, he might apologize, but are you going to stay even after this first act of infidelity? Because you see, there are two things. Either you forgive him and you stay and he never does it again, or you forgive him and he does it again and he feels like you didn't punish him enough for the first crime, and so then he continues doing it. So the decision is yours to make. Now, is cheating a deal breaker for you? For me, it is. And under the circumstances where you are doing stuff on the phone and she even feels pressured not to touch his phone, for me, that's even a major flag, and she feels someone should bash her for it. So it's tricky, but ask yourself, do you think he will change? Do you think he's an honest man that you can build your life with? And do you think if you had not touched his phone, all would have been well? That's also a question you should ask. And what prompted you to touch his phone in the first place? So there are issues in there, but you need to be honest with yourself. Are you going to be the good girlfriend who stays when the man strays? Are you going to take this as a red flag and move on? Because they have this toxic notion that all men cheat. Even if you go, the next man will cheat. I don't believe in that. So early stages, you've seen it. My girl, be wise. Cheaters rarely change. And this is someone who was building trust on a false premise. He was misleading you. So if you had not caught him, what would have happened? Would he have portrayed himself as the chaste person, and then he continues and then he marries you? And it's so misleading. And for me, anyway, it's a deal breaker for me, but you have to make the decision for yourself.
Right. Olivia, what do you think?
Perfectly said. The last time Gia, when she was on the show, was talking about instincts and the fact that instincts are like God whispering into your ear. And she said that all this while, this guy seemed too good to be true.
True, yeah.
Like everything he was doing was perfect until, you know, like there's always something in you, the instincts in the woman that says, he seems okay, but look at it a second time. And that is where she went for the phone. And going for the phone for me was her saving grace. Madam, don't keep quiet on it, Bia. Listen. This one, dear, I won't even think about it. I won't worry my head. I won't I won't give myself sleepless nights over this guy. And I'm so happy that you found out sooner than later. Like, he was pretending to be Mr. Perfect. If you are the one he's looking to get married to, what's he doing busily entertaining darling on his phone with nude photos? And the fact that he was encouraging you to have phone sex with him when you categorically told him, sir, you're not into things like that. He didn't respect that. He decided to go outside of your relationship to continue, like, he's cheated on you emotionally, physically. All you need is evidence with him shagging this darling girl. And that's why I'm telling you, sweetheart, it's your saving grace. You know he's not going to be faithful to you, madam, even if you kept quiet and you married this guy, darling will still be in the picture because perhaps this girl will be doing styles and stuff that you can't even do, and he will not be satisfied. I mean, once a cheat, always a cheat, unless they genuinely in their hearts of hearts repent because they love you and they don't want to do that. I'm not, there's always an exception to the rule. But for him to think that it's okay and still pretend is a big deal for me. And I am so happy that you found out. And like Claudia said, how is it that you're intimate with a man? You sleep on the same bed with a man, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever it is that you're with, and you can't have access to the phone. And like, what's up with that?
Doesn't make sense.
The phone, once there's nothing to hide on it, I don't see why there should be a password on there. You should see me and my husband. We have steamy conversations about Charlie when we are going to have sex the next time and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, Charlie, you have to delete that message or delete because we don't want our children to see. Because that's how open we are. And if your husband has a password that is like, my pastor was always talking about that. Your password is so long, it has your insurance number, your date of birth, your mother's, grandmother's, father's, uncle's, sister's name. Where are we going to? What do you have to hide? And it's supposed to be an open relationship, whether you're married or not married. And well, when you're not married, in the beginning stages, yes, you want to be cautious because then the phone has like your bank account details and all sorts of things. And so I'm not just saying that when you start going out with somebody, give your phone to them because you don't know where the person is at. But once you've established that you're my boyfriend, we're looking to get married, or you're my husband, I don't see why the phone should be a problem. Anyways, moving forward, this guy seems to be very serviceable at home. He's helping his mother. He's doing this. He's doing that. Me, if I was you, I don't know.
No, say it.
Like, me and Kabejano, like I won't even spit on him. Like he's not worth my spit. He's not worth my fart. He's not worth my time. He's not, honestly, and he's not worth my attention day, noon, or night because like. He's looking to break my heart. Like when you love somebody, you don't treat them like that. Plus, it's not like he's even earning plenty money to some way. Be like some way. Like, what value does he have, or is he going to? Like, she's an independent woman. She's got her own job. Like, she's good to go. Sweetheart, listen. Don't get married because mommy is saying get married. Daddy is saying get married. Apprentices are getting married, and so what? Listen, you're better off being single, enjoying your time, enjoying your space, enjoying till you find somebody who loves you for you. Trust me, people have gotten married because everybody said get married. And the marriage institution is so funny. You can get married and you can get married to the worst person and you end up in the psych ward. You get married to a man who doesn't want to touch you, a man who doesn't respect you, a man who has just married you because his great-grandmother decided he should marry you because if he doesn't marry you, she can't rest in her grave in peace. You get married because somebody just wanted to tick you off their box because they don't love you for who you are. Charlie, terrible marriages are out there and they're killing people, come and ask me. My mom and my dad, even though they even loved themselves, along the line, some woman decided to voodooize my dad, and my mom died out of a heartbreak. Like, it's crazy. And then you have children in the mix of all this. Auntie Darling is going to be coming in, and Auntie Darling is going to be sending your husband nude messages.
And then you'll be at the wedding.
Thank you. Your 2-year-old son will see Auntie Darling taking her bra off and doing all sorts of things. Like, is this the kind of life you want? It should not be. Don't settle, and don't settle for less because society demands that you have to get married. Get married when you are ready. Get married when you've taken your time to study the person. You are sure in your spirit, in yourself. You know that, okay, maybe I might not know this person 110%, but at least from the little that I know, I am ready to embark on this journey called marriage with Mr. X. So a word to the wise is enough. Like I was saying, if I were you, me and Phoenix, I would block him. I won't even, when mommy and daddy are talking, cry like Charlie. he's not my choice. I don't want him anymore. But if they are still insisting and you still want to confront him just for your sake, maybe you love him. Maybe I'm sitting here and blabbing, but maybe you love him. So have that conversation and say, my guy, this is what I saw.
Who's darling?
Who's darling? Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is darling? And why is she sending you nude photos on your phone? Like, so at which point, are we in a relationship? Like, what's happening? Like, what do I mean to you? And why is darling texting you? Confront him. And to be honest, at that point in time, when I'm looking at him eyeball to eyeball, like the old canny Nami, sure said minty, because when
you checked out,
and had I not seen the message on his phone, how was I going to know?
In oblivion.
You would have continued pretending.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Like I would have been living like a mess
lie.
ahead of me. So, like I said, he's not worth your time, honey baby. Take your time. Like I always say, you can go my route or you can pray on it. Sometimes we stress too much. Or for me, I always say, I ask God though, dear Lord Jesus, give me the spirit of discernment to know who is right and who is wrong in my life. Any guy who approaches me to ask me out, because I don't know with what intentions they are coming. Some guys are coming to just have sex with me. Some guys are coming, I don't know what is in their head, but I need to know. And you know, sometimes some men here, they can, like this very one, they can pretend to be the best men in the world. And then you finally say yes, and then you end up finding out that you married a monster. What are you going to do? So sometimes it's not just, you can't always achieve things with your own power. You can't always. You can be sensible about it, but sometimes it takes the Spirit of God to be able to discern right from wrong. And that's what I did. And I found my husband, and I'm married. We've been together for like 20 years, married for 14 years. I mean, still going. So sometimes God plays a very pivotal role in helping you choose the perfect partner. So hallelujah, amen. But gentleman in court, he's not with me.
Hashtag. All right, Ceci, talk to me.
Okay.
A lot's been said.
A lot, so plenty. So marriage is a decision. Most importantly, your decision. And so is not getting married. I know society, once again, rears its ugly or beautiful head. But at the end of the day, you are the one going to live with whatever decision that you make. And you see, women, we are blessed with that instinct. Even look at how your instincts just, I don't know, they improve when you have babies. The maternal instincts that you have. You know that no, my child is in danger. You know that no, this thing, maybe I'm going somewhere, my child, I had a friend, she was going somewhere, she was going for a program. And she had a baby, she had just had a baby not too long ago. And this baby doesn't cry that much, but it's like the moment she tries to, make an attempt to go out, this baby will cry, like serious crying. It's not easy, like crying. Then she was like, nah, Charlie, she won't go. And the next thing she found out, where she was going, actually, there was a fire that consumed almost everybody. Anyone who made it out with like serious injuries. So like she was like, nah, Charlie, this child does not cry like this. The way this child is crying. So women, we are, men will go like, and you just go. It doesn't matter. This child, maybe because you want to step out, that's why the child is crying. But you see, we need to listen to our instincts. And that instinct that you had to pick his phone was your saving grace. Nobody is perfect. But if this person is too perfect, then that means the person is putting up an act. And the moment you say, I do, you're moving, and then this person changes. You're like, hey, this is not who I got married to. And then truly, if you had darling's prowess, he won't be talking to her. That means there's something that you lack that he's trying to make up for in darling, or auntie darling, or sister darling. Okay.
I mean, she said she won't give him sex, so maybe that's what he's looking for.
Exactly. But maybe it could just be the virtual thing. But if this is happening, if that is happening, maybe, I'm just saying maybe, but if this is happening, then what is the doubt that it's actually happening between the two of them?
Right.
Because he was asking for sexting, like texting and, you know, doing things over the phone, but not really doing them. But if this is happening over the phone, then what shows what he's doing, like actually doing? So it's good. I won't talk about that invasion of privacy, picking up someone's phone. I'm not going to dwell too much on that, because that's is a decision between two people. Sometimes there is that unspoken agreement. The way you guard your phone will tell your partner that, will tell you that maybe your partner doesn't want you near his phone. Maybe sometimes you pick his phone. What do you want? I want to do something on my phone. What do you want to do? And he wants to see what you are doing there. It should tell you that there's something to hide. You see, and your whole life is on the phone. Your business transactions, your bank transactions, your business. Because with my phone like this, I have my email, I have my work email, personal email, everything, transactions, everything. So if you pick it, you know what I'm up to and what I'm not up to. Wink. Yeah. So
Wink.
I think you have actually saved yourself from a dire situation, and that is all well and good. Marriage is not by force. It is a long, long, long and tedious route, hard work. And it's like you have to be intentional about the hard work. Like, you have to be intentional about it. Apply every knowledge in the book. You see, nobody really does justice to what actually happens in marriage. Everybody's story is different. But you see, nobody has a perfect marriage. So if already the thing is flawed from the beginning, then you have your work cut out for you. Because some, without the problem from the beginning, we are, you understand? Because there are certain things that you will never find, or you never find out until you are married.
Yeah.
Even if you date for 50 years, you'll never find it out. But the moment you get married, your ins and outs, he's the first person you see when you wake up. He's the first person you see when you wake up. He's the last person you see when you're going to bed. Charlie, you are all up in each other's business. You will find out
quickly.
So this one that you have found out, who knows which other skeletons and fossils are in the closet. Yeah. So please, for me, I think I will walk. Because this is how do you say, an agreement you guys had that Charlie, no sex. So if he's doing this with someone else, Charlie, there's fire on the mountain. Yeah, run for your life.
Imagine maybe you have a difficult pregnancy when you guys get married and you can't have sex for one reason or the other. Imagine what he'll do. You know, that's what, like.
Daddy will be in bed with him.
You've got a heads up ahead of time, I think, and you should really think through it. You know, this information didn't come to you just like that. It was divine.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Trust,
Amen.
You know, so, dear lady, take a decision. Okay, we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, there's more.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. Sister on City TV and City FM. If you have comments, you know what to do. 054-998-6996. just send us that quick message or send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. I love hearing from you, okay? So this message here says, "Hi, sisters. I met this beautiful single mom who has everything I want in a woman, but there's a problem. We both love sex a lot, but hers is through the roof. I mean, her feelings when she starts is on a whole different level. According to her, this is what got her pregnant in the first place. And she's done one abortion before this current child she has. I cannot touch or kiss her without it ending up in intimacy. I cannot come to my place without us getting it done all day, all night. If she visits for 7 days a week, it will happen 7 times at least in that week. My problem is not the sex in itself, but just the frequency. She's never satisfied. I love her and I want to take things to the next level, but sometimes I get scared that she may cheat on me because of her urges. She says she has a way she's dealing with it. I told her to seek professional help, but she wouldn't. I thought she confided in me so we could both do something about it, but she hasn't tried any of my suggestions. I'm worried for her, and I'm actually worried. Please help." Everybody's frozen like, okay, who's she going to call next? Okay, I'll say my own thing.
Okay, yes.
But I'm lying. Ceci will take this one first. Charlie, the woman,
You're not
not
my
satisfied.
friend.
Said Charlie all day, every day, 2-4-7, the system is working. How fun now?
Hey. Wow. Charlie, sex is a lot of work. When psychologically, physically, it's draining, even if you are enjoying it. And depending on the guy's age, some need 30 minutes to recover. Some need about 24 hours or even 12 hours to recover, because it takes a lot out of you, especially when you are able to get to the tail end and do your, understand? So, you understand? It takes a lot of energy.
I do.
Out of,
You
understand. You understand. Olivia, I don't like that. So it takes a lot out of you. So you need time to recover. That being said, have you talked to her about it? Have you spoken to her about it? Because, you see, if you are quiet and you are enduring, at some point you get tired. And then you even walk out without a word, or you drop her without a word. So sex is nothing and everything in a relationship, because it's something that bonds you two together. So it should be something that the both of you are enjoying. It shouldn't be one-sided. Okay, definitely somebody's own will be, but you have to be able to meet each other halfway or strike a healthy balance. Have a conversation with her. It's very important, because your health is involved. Your commitment to the relationship is also involved. So you need to have that conversation with her. You need time to recover, because if you are saying that if she's with you for 7 days, Allah, that's 7 days. Every day, one day, one. Yeah, you understand? 1D, 1F. Bohobio.
1D, 1F.
Thank you. So, that project must go on. So, I beg, have a conversation with her. Again, you see, I don't know what approach you are, I don't know which approach you are using or applying. So that is why I'm confused, because I don't know how you are telling her about, maybe you're not, I hope you're not telling her like, Charlie, you have a problem, so see a specialist or something. I don't know how you are presenting your case. Okay, but I wanted to start with, if she is not listening to your suggestions, then I think you should walk out, because you are both not on the same page. And for sex, it's important that the both of you are on the same page. It's very important because, like I said, both of you should be enjoying it. Not that one is suffering and doing labor work, and then Queen B is enjoying. No, it's not fair. It's not fair. And he said what? Right after, she will work on you for you to come back to work.
Something like that.
You can't be doing overtime like that.
Yeah, overtime.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
You need your rest. And it's very important. You need your rest. So please, I don't know what approach you are using, but if you have done everything in your power to make sure, because it looks as though hers is more like an addiction. I'm not so learned in that area of addiction and stuff like that. But then the little that I know is that if she doesn't talk to a specialist, it's really going to go through the sky, not just the roof. Okay? And you'll be at risk. So talk to her. And then if you think you cannot go on, just tell her. Because if you have written to the show, then that means that it is something that is truly bothering you.
Yeah.
So please, if she's not on the same page with you, I beg, talk to her, have an amicable settlement, and go your separate ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Livy.
You see, sex is meant to be enjoyed. And if only one person is enjoying it, then the other person feels as though it's a chore. I can imagine the messages that are going to be trooping in. Somebody is going to say, hey, one man's meat is another man's poison. Emma, if you don't like her, let me have her. I can handle her and stuff.
Go over you.
Go over you.
But until the girl finds somebody who is on the same wavelength as she is, you can pound all day, all night. She would never attain that orgasm that she's looking for. It's true. Like, really, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Like, some women out there just cannot be completely satisfied. And I think she's probably one of those. You know, some people can have like one orgasm and then they're good. Some people have multiple orgasms. Some people, it's like they're never ever satisfied, no matter what you do. But they can actually find partners who are exactly like they are. So looking at your situation, like I'm trying so much to sort of understand this girl, and I'm looking at myself and my relationship, my intimate relationship with my husband. There are times when we say, okay, Charlie, today we are going all in, all out. From morning to evening, we just wake up, we are just doing this morning to evening. Charlie, by the time it gets to evening, crampon, you are sore. So the next day you are like, you try. No, but it is what it is.
TMI.
No, I mean, it is reality. It is reality. Let's call it what it is.
Oh, wow.
But you see, by the time it gets to the second day, you're like, Charlie, no, like you're tired because you've done it everywhere. And you are tired.
I'm weak.
You're genuinely tired. So I'm trying to, and even that, just relax. And even that's not right. Even that's not. During the sessions that we have, the break times in between it, you know, you go grab something to eat, you come back. It's a whole project because you want to enjoy the moment. But you see, it is hand go and hand come. At that particular moment, we are in sync. We are mentally, psychologically, we are psyched to enjoy the moment. Physically. Just that you are enjoying it.
Highly spiritual.
So if you know that you are going for the next 3 days, but even we decide to go, or sometimes we challenge each other, who is going to get tired first, and we're on a roll, and we keep going. But it gets to a point in time, and then it's like, I'm looking at him, like I will never get tired, but it gets to a point in time, like you are both genuinely tired. I want to walk up this.
Hey, revelations. Okay,
you're genuinely tired, and I appreciate him, and he appreciates me. We know that, Charlie. We'll take a rest. Like you are genuinely tired. I see a break. So you take time off. So considering this girl, right? And she does it every single day, and she doesn't give this guy a break. Like, I see what my husband goes through when we are getting all freaky and busy like that. And you need to be empathetic because it's supposed to be love making. Once the other person doesn't empathize with where you are at, then it becomes like, Charlie, don't you also care about my feelings? Because it's a beautiful act. So I don't think this girl is where you are at. And once you start denying her, no, she'll feel like, why don't you want me anymore? And then who's MP? So my guy, this one, dear, it's hard for me to tell you to, like, you know, but again, you know, it's because, you know, I worry. And she does say that she knows how to handle herself. It will be interesting to know how she's handling herself. So assuming that a deal comes or something comes and you go out of town and she's probably masturbating, right? For how long is she going to be masturbating out of your presence? Like at some point in time, she might probably definitely want the real deal. And Charlie, the real deal is always the real deal. So I can understand you when you say you feel a bit insecure about her cheating on you in the future. No man should feel like that, especially when you're giving off your best. Also, I want to sit back and also ask, okay, you know, sometimes men actually think that they are giving off their best, right? And if she's not actually coming, like, are you really giving off your best? And why isn't she there? Like, have that. Okay, you can actually have that conversation. Like,
maybe he's actually doing his best,
but he probably it's probably in his head. You know, it's probably in his head. And so he has the conversation with her to say, sweetheart, my boy, Jumaya, boy, just say, I grandi ma do. She's still.
Anye.
Because Charlie, after a while, it's not funny. It's really not funny. Then there's no feeling. There's no.
You see, the fact that she is not heeding to his advice shows clearly that she doesn't see a problem there.
Yes, she
hasn't acknowledged that there's an issue.
And it's hard trying to give medicine to a person that you can see that the person is really sick, but the person's like, I'm not sick, I don't want the medicine. Because it's a mental problem as well. And a lot of things could have triggered her to be where she's at right now. And the thing is, I think she's happy about her sexuality. She's happy about who she is. See that she likes sex all day, all night. But Charlie, I've been there, done that. It's not an all day, all night matter. After a while, Charlie, you're like, Charlie, it's okay, I'm overly full. Until you want to break. You need to recover. You need like some 2-3 days to recover and catch up. So, okay. Charlie, some way.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Claudia, rescue us.
This is a tricky issue because he's rating her sexual capacity based on his capacity. Yeah, his abilities, yes. Mm-hmm. So he's portraying this woman as an out of control woman. Mm-hmm. And you see, he started with, she's a single mother. Why did he even mention that element? Why was that element necessary for this submission? And sometimes the way we write sort of like reflects a certain prejudice that we have. And then he goes on to say, she's so out of control that she even had an abortion. You know? So this is a woman I can't satisfy. Hey, she's even a single mother. Hey, she even had an abortion because of her sexual addiction. So he's projecting. Maybe she's not even that bad, but from where he sits and based on his lived experience, he says this woman is out of control. So my question is, why do you want to be there? Why are you trying to save this situation? Because from the way you are analyzing and the way you are writing, you have a preconceived notion of her, and that has framed your interaction with her. And you've even told her to seek help. She's decided not to seek help. What can you do about this? And for me, the only way out now is sometimes you have to issue ultimatums in relationships. Like, you have a frank conversation. Hey, I like you. I want to be with you, but I can't do this anymore. Until you seek help, I can't continue putting my life at risk or in danger. it's very important that at some point in relationships, you have to establish your boundaries, stick to your boundaries, and people will respect you for sticking to your boundaries, which is what he should be doing now. He should be focusing on himself. You can't satisfy her. You've decided you want to save her and save the relationship. So you advised her to seek help. She says she's not going to do it. So at this point, you have to tell her, okay, if you don't do it, then I would have to go because I don't see a way out of this circumstance. Another approach would be that he's making her feel that is a problem that she has to solve by herself, because sex is two people. So another approach would be that, okay, instead of telling her to go and seek help, the two of you should seek that help together as a couple. So it's not just her going for these sex therapy sessions. It's the two of you going as a couple who have identified a problem in the relationship and hoping to solve it. Because all the trust and all the insecurity issues, you are raising it because of your inabilities. Okay, so you can't satisfy her, and sexual inadequacy is a big issue. It becomes an esteem issue at some point. And at some point, you might even be paranoid and suspicious because you know she wants something that you can't give her. And so then you start imagining all these things, and she says she's been controlling herself. It's not like when you met her, she had 10 children and she was hopping from man to man. She sounds like a monogamous person. When she's with you, is with you, and you are the one giving her all the sex. But now you can't do it, so you have to seek help. So I believe, give her an ultimatum. We are seeking help together, yes or no. If no, I'm going because I can't kill myself. That's the only way out now. I don't see how you're going to solve it. Unless the two of you seek help together and talk through the problems together. And maybe even in these therapy sessions, you realize that the two of you are incompatible. And it's not even a place for you. It's become a toxic environment because you are not performing your role as an intimate partner. Because some people also have sex looking for intimacy. And also in Ghana, I wouldn't even make it a Ghanaian issue. Couples don't have hobbies. All they do is, if your girlfriend visits you, what do? You watch TV, you have sex, you talk, she goes. People don't have things they do apart from sex. So apart from sex, what do they do together as a couple? What are their interests? Is it always in the bedroom? Or they have outdoor activities? So maybe if you were getting her out more, but it's a short-term measure, she'll be distracted. And instead of 10, you might be able to do 3 because she comes back so fatigued that she can't be sitting on you and doing things. So also you have to ask, when people are dating, what are the activities that they do in relationships? What do you do as a couple? Do you go to the gym together? Do you have sports you do together? Do you have special activities like going for programs, events, like intentionally going out of your way to create activities that the two of you do together? Because intimacy in a relationship is not just sex. Meeting a person's emotional needs is not just in the bedroom, bang, 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 bang. People need to create alternative avenues to express intimacy, especially outside the bedroom. Build friendship. But the therapy that both of you would have to do together.
Right.
And I'm sure in that therapy session, you realize that she's not the woman for you. I strongly suspect that.
All right. Well, I mean, I think it's a clear case of inequality. Basically, she's on a whole different level, and you can't keep up. So, find your level. Find your level,
because
you should be fine.
One round is his thing and he's done with it.
Yeah, and the
she's
woman was like
3
4
or
or 5
rounds, and
sorry, just find your level, and stay there. Cut your coat according to your
size.
Yeah, a couple of comments. Nana says the lady is every other man's dream and a perfect partner for a playboy. The struggle,
Olivia, you said it.
the struggle and health implications are real on your part. Addiction to sex, like addiction to drugs, makes up for a certain kind of void in the addict. Her body is responding to more than a decade of psychological makeup towards sex. There's no remedy for high libido except applying restraint and being calculated about how or when to satisfy her desires. It takes constant practice and unearthing repressed memories. two of you have some talking to do about how it all started. Agnes says, I'm sure she's into sex toys. No man can perform to the same level of these sex toys, so you need to discuss it. She will not change She will not change, and therapy is not the answer, but deliverance and exercising self-control. Francis says, Francis says, where are you running to? Abi, you also like the thing, because anytime she brought it, you also chopped. Now, what do you want us to advise you on? The thing, you also like it. Just that you see, say the woman, some woman pass man. Sandy says, this one no balance. So getting no one's wanting no get.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Edu says, which professional help again? But you're a professional, oh. Hey, you people, stop that. Masford, this is serious. Someone's serious matter. Masford says, clearly she's an Ifia. Ladies born on Fridays, dear. Don't go there, oh, bro. Wow. You are blessed. Why? And finally, Pearl says, if you don't run for your life and be there, Shebi, you don't meet your meter. You want to get stroke, Abby? Some sons of Adam and sex. Oh, Debbie. Both of you need to see Reverend, and you mentioned Reverend here. I'm not going to mention his name, but yeah. All right, cool. We will go for a quick break. When we come back, there's more.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
All right, so this final message here says, good evening, sisters. I am a 28-year-old lady, and I've never fancied getting married. I love my single life, but my parents are pressurizing me to get married. How do I convince them that marriage isn't for everyone? Claudia, talk to me.
I'm going to use myself as a case study here.
Okay, please.
It's a constant battle that I have with my parents. And now I establish boundaries that if they call me and they bring up the subject, I'm going to end the call.
Wow.
And that ended that trolling that I call it. Because you see, I had to make them understand that you are giving me all this pressure. If I go and make a bad choice, what you are going to do maximum will be to call a family meeting. We sit 2 or 3 hours, you try mediating. But then I will go back home with the emotional baggage of the decision that you coerced me to make. And so I had to tell them, you gave me education, you raised me well, so you need to understand that I am an adult, fully capable of knowing what I want, when I want, and how I want it. So it's going to be on my terms. And these are some of the conversations we need to have with our parents, because it's always like, they are the adults, they are the elders, you have to respect them. But these issues affect your sanity. It affects your emotions. It sometimes affects your self-esteem. There's that pressure. And then the others, sometimes others might even, if you go and make a bad decision, say, oh, she was desperate. How did she become desperate? It's all the societal pressure, and especially comes from our loved ones, our parents, aunties, uncles. You as the human being, you have to establish the boundaries. You are not having that conversation with them, and they have to know that you are uncomfortable. For me, it worked. My mom, when she started, I'm like, I'm running out of credit. She's like, okay, I won't say it again. They know. It's like, and now nobody talks about it. She even tried to reroute to my brother. I'm like, my brother, respect yourself. I don't want to discuss these issues with you. It is me. I'm educated. I'm intelligent. And when I feel it's right to make that decision, I will do it. For now, can you please respect me? You have to set boundaries. Yeah. They love you. They have toxic ways of expressing their love. You have to put yourself and your sanity first, establish boundaries, and tell them to stay out of your business. This is not you being disrespectful. Okay. This is you putting yourself first.
Great. All right. Ceci.
Okay, so this is a typical example of trying to have peace of mind or trying to have a calm demeanor in the midst of a lot of noise, because people will come at you from all angles. Okay, so everything I have been saying, especially when it comes to this issue, is that at the end of the day, you are going to live with your decision. Whether I decide to get married or not, it is your decision. You are the one going to live with it. So nobody should make that decision for you. So establish the boundaries. Let your parents know that they gave you education for a reason. So they should trust you with the ability to think and be discerning enough to make your own decision. You are the one going to live with it. So make sure that it is your decision and no one else's.
All right. Libby.
We wake up early one morning, Saturday, and go cook breakfast for mommy and daddy and tell mommy and daddy, sit down. I want to tell you something very important. And then take your Bible. It depends. If you're Muslim, you can also do that. If you're Christian, you can also do this. Take the Bible. If you're Christian, mommy and daddy are Christians, right? Take the Bible and quote Matthew 19:11 to 21. It says, "But Jesus said, not everyone is mature enough to live a married life. It requires a certain aptitude of grace. Marriage isn't for everybody."
Everyone. Yeah.
Quote it to them and tell them that even Jesus says marriage isn't for everybody. And that I don't want to make the wrong decision, marry somebody and end up killing myself and bringing children into this world into a mess. Mommy, daddy, you are happy. I want something that's yours, like what you have. And want something, my children to grow up in a beautiful environment like that. But until I find that person, mommy, daddy, please. Do you know what I want to do, mommy? Do you know what I want to do? I want to adopt children. I want to travel the world. I want to go and help people. I want to do so much with my life. So, mommy, daddy. And I'll take Claudia's advice. Please, today should be I love you so much. Today should be the last time we ever talk.
Don't bring it up. Don't even bring it up.
Please don't bring it up. Because when you bring it up, my blood boils. I'm waiting for God to bring me something. But always have it at the back of your mind that my life is much more than getting married. Sure. Marriage is not meant for everybody.
No, you ladies have said it all. So that'll be the whole story. I love it. Charlie, we'll end it here. It's been good.
Great.
I've completely enjoyed today's show. So, ladies, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And to you, our audience, who tune in every single week. We love you. You know that, right? We really appreciate, your comments, your suggestions and all that there. A big thank you to our sponsors as well. Vodafone, Together We Can, Kel Kids Toothpaste, Happy Smiles, and Italia Rice, always coming home to love. My name is Jessica. Thanks for listening and watching another edition of your favorite talk show, Sister Sister. We'll be back same time next week.